Very good morning, students. Welcome back to second year physics. So in this second year physics, in the previous class, actually we finished about a solenoid. Now let us will move to the another one, toroid, or we can call toroidal coil. See, toroidal coil is nothing but it is also the device, or it is also toroid is used to generate the magnetic field like solenoid only. But the solenoid is nothing but a what? There will be a wire is wounded on the cylinder or like this, right? It's nothing but a solenoid. Now toroid is nothing but it is a endless solenoid. It is an endless solenoid is nothing but we can call as a toroid. Toroid is nothing but it is a device, or it is an instrument which used to produce the magnetic induction. See, the solenoid is which is bent in the form of a circle is nothing but we can call as the toroid. Simple, solenoid which is to be wounded wire like this, no? We can bend in the form of a circle, or we can also call endless solenoid. We can call as the toroid. Again you take like this is to be bent, no? You take a like this which is in the form to be like this. Yes, each and every turn it is a toroidal coil. We can say this toroid it is. Come to the point is, in this toroid again which has a number of turns, no? When there is a current is entering, therefore the current flows each and every turn, so that the center of the each and every turn there will be a magnetic field induction is produces. And come to the point is, outside the toroidal coil magnetic induction is 0, same like a solenoid only, outside is 0, and at center of the toroid also 0, because when current is flows through the each and every turn of the toroidal coil, no, therefore that current carrying a circular coil produces the magnetic field induction at the center only. That's what it is. Toroid is nothing but it is an endless solenoid, or the solenoid which is bent in the form of a circle, and therefore there will be a radius of the toroidal, it is we can say R1, and here till the end is R2. There is a mean, we can say capital R is equal to small r1 plus r2 by 2. This is mean radius. We can call as mean radius it is. Capital R is equal to r1 plus r2 by 2. Now the center of the toroidal coil will be magnetic induction is 0, because only current is carrying through the circular coils, no? Therefore there will be a magnetic induction produces at the center only, center of the each and every turn. But whereas at the center of the toroidal is 0, but the center of the each and every turn of the toroidal coil is B. There will be a B is there, but at the center is no, and outside also there is no magnetic induction. This is very, very important. Now again we need to find a magnetic induction by using a using a Ampere circuited law, and each and every turn is carrying a current, no? I is equal to, you say, N I naught. The current carrying each and every turn through the circular coil is N I naught, capital N I naught. N is nothing but a number of turns, and a I is nothing but a current carrying each turn, and I naught is nothing but each and every turn carrying a current. According to the Ampere circuited law, closed integral B dot dl is equal to mu naught into I, right? Here I is nothing but we know. So closed integral B dot dl is equal to mu naught into, you say, capital N I naught. Okay, capital N Ni. So that here integral BDL is nothing but integral DL is equal to mu naught capital N I naught. So integral is nothing but L, which is mu naught capital N I naught. So B is equal to mu naught capital N I by L. It is capital N is nothing but a number of turns per unit length. Of course we can take this capital N by L is nothing but we can also say small n, right? Yes, we can write here. That is mu naught small n I naught. N is nothing but a number of turns per unit length. So the number of turns per unit length, no, L is nothing but we can also take as a 2 pi r. See, L is we can say 2 pi capital R, but capital R is nothing but R1 plus R2 by 2. So here instead of N we can say B is equal to mu naught capital N I naught by 2 pi capital R we can. This is the toroidal magnetic induction at center of the circular coil, which we can say like this, capital N by 2 pi r, we can also say small n, This is also we can say capital N by 2 pi capital R. Capital R is nothing but a mean radius R1 plus R2 by 2. So this is the toroidal coil. Of course, toroidal coil is nothing but it is a device, the device which used to produce the magnetic induction at the center of the toroidal coil. Clear? So this is we can say related to the toroidal and solenoid. So both are used to produce the magnetic induction only. Both are used to produce the magnetic induction only. Clear? Is it okay now? Now, let us come to the point. There is another question which is related to the, if a straight current carrying conductors which are held in the direction and that conductors are in parallel. See, the question will be, that is, I'll tell you, force between the two parallel current wires. Force between two parallel current carrying wires. Force between the two parallel current carrying wires, or we can say force between the two parallel current carrying wires. Suppose I'll tell you, it is actually we are using according to the Ampere law. So now we need to say about a Ampere law. By using a Ampere law, now we need to derive the force. So suppose you take a one current carrying a conductor which is carrying a current carrying a conductor. Here it is the conductor which is held. Suppose you say according to the thumb rule, there will be a thumb indicates the direction of a current and this folded finger indicates the direction of a magnetic field, which is to be like this, which is in the anti-clockwise direction. You take a one current carrying a wire, like there is a first current carrying a conductor, which is the current is I1. There will be a field is produced, therefore because of the current is outward, there will be a magnetic field induction which is acting till a distance, some distance. And here you say there is a magnetic induction is acting when B is produced by the current carrying a conductor, you say B1. In this field, see, in this field another current carrying conductor is placed. In this field, the field produced by the first conductor, no, in this field another conductor is placed or another wire is placed. Another wire is placed, so that you take another wire which is in the magnetic induction produced by the first current carrying a conductor. This is second conductor it is. See, this actually carrying a current is I1. Therefore, this conductor produced by the field which is B1, which is acting, if you draw a tangent, it represented as a B1, and the distance between the two current carrying wires are R. So that there is a magnetic force is acting on this conductor. So this produced by the field B1, no, which is acting on the second conductor. Very simple, right? Now what I am saying, now this second current carrying, this conductor second also carrying a current is I2. Therefore, ultimately this one also produces the magnetic induction. Of course, this one also produces the magnetic induction. You say that magnetic induction which is to be like this. So there will be a magnetic induction produced by the second carrying conductor. Second current carrying conductor produced, because there is a second one also carrying a current I. So current flowing, there will be a magnetic induction produced by the second conductor. Therefore, in this field the first conductor is immersed. That means here the two current carrying conductors which are held in the parallel, two current carrying conductor, it is a one conductor, this is the second conductor, which are carrying a currents and both are produces the magnetic field inductions. Therefore, these two conductors are immersed in the fields, immersed in the field, that is produced by the one another. Suppose this conductor produced the field, no, this conductor is immersed, and this conductor produced by the field, no, this conductor is immersed. Like that we can say both the current carrying conductors are held in the magnetic field which produced by the one another. The two conductors are produced by the current carrying conductors. So the distance between the two current carrying conductor is, you say, R. So first conductor is carrying a current is I1, second current carrying conductor is I2, and first one produced by the field is B1, second one produced by the field is B2. That is, this force is acting on this and this force is acting on this. The force acting because the opposite to each other like this. There is a force is acting opposite to the each other. That is F1, we say first conductor is force is acting F1 towards a conductor 2 and second conductor force is acting towards a conductor 1 as F2. Therefore we know there is a relation is there. That relation is about a current carrying a conductors. F is equal to BIL sin theta. Or you remember this expression? So this is there in the previous already we derived an expression about a current carrying a conductors which produced by the magnetic field, that is about a BIL sin theta, right? Now come to the point is, here actually there is a two conductors which are perpendicular to, these fields are perpendicular to each other, no? We say theta 90. If theta 90, there will be a force is maximum, right? Theta 90, no? The force will be maximum, BIL it is, BIL. Come to the point is, I want to say first one, actually the conductor, first conductor is carrying a, for first conductor I am telling, first conductor, you go for the first conductor. See, first conductor carrying a current is I1 and this conductor which is held in the magnetic field is B2. See, first conductor held in the field is B2 we can say. Therefore, we can change it like this, F is equal to, that is B2 I1 L. Shall I write like this? Now, B2 will be what? So, the magnetic induction produced by the second conductor, that is mu naught I2 by 2 pi R it is. Because a straight current carrying conductor according to the Ampere's law, B2 is equal to mu naught I2 by 2 pi R. Here you write force is equal to mu naught I2 I1 L by 2 pi R. This is the force acting on the first conductor, you see. That is F2 is acting. Force acting on the first conductor is F2, no? So that F2 is equal to mu naught I2 I1 by I1 L by 2 pi R. So force acting per unit length of the conductor, because the length of the conductors you take as L, is equal to mu naught I1 I2 by 2 pi R. This force acting for the first conductor, right? And in a similar way, you take a second. I want to go for the second conductor. That is, you look at the second conductor which is held in the field is B1, right? And the second conductor carrying a current is I2. So now you change, this is F1 is acting because the force F1 is acting on the first conductor, no? So B1, I2 current and L. So what is B1? Of course, B1 is mu naught I1 by 2 pi R here. You write F1 is equal to mu naught I1 I2 L by 2 pi R. See, F1 by L, force acting per unit length, mu naught I1 I2 by 2 pi R. So look at, both the forces are equal, no? F1 and F2, mu naught I2 I1 L by 2 pi R, or mu naught I1 I2 L by 2 pi R. So that here the forces are acting, one another is equal, that is F is equal to mu naught I1 I2 L by 2 pi R. So force acting per unit length of each conductor is, this is will be like this. Force acting for each and one conductor, that is F by L is equal to mu naught I1 I2 by 2 pi R. See, once again, two current carrying conductors, first conductor and second conductor. So first conductor carrying a current is I1, second current carrying a conductor is, it is I2. So that they are separated by a small distance is R. So first conductor produced by the magnetic field induction is B1. Second current carrying conductor produced by the magnetic field is B2. Now the two current carrying conductors which are held in the magnetic fields, that the field produced by the one another, the fields produced by the one another. So there is a distance between the two conductors is R. Therefore, first conductor force is acting on the second conductor is F1. This is experiences a force on the first conductor is F2. That's what you say opposite. And here a tangent is drawn at any point that represented as magnetic inductions. So the first conductor produced by the magnetic induction, according to the we know current carrying a conductors B is equal to mu naught I by 2 pi r. It is Ampere circuit law or Ampere's law. From that law, B is equal to mu naught I by 2 pi r. B is equal to mu naught I by 2 pi r it is. So by using that expressions, and also we know current carrying a conductor, there will be a force acting, F is equal to BIL sin theta. Theta will be maximum 90, both are perpendicular, BIL. So for first conductor, about a first conductor I am telling, first conductor is carrying a current is I1 and this conductor is held in the field is B2. This conductor held in the field is B2. There is a force is acting, that is the force how much is acting, it is F2 is acting, right, this F2 acting on the first conductor. So that which is held in the field B2 and which carrying a current is I1 L. So B2 is equal to, this produced by the field is mu naught I2 by 2 pi r, here you replace. Now for the second conductor, look at the second conductor which is held in the field is B1 and here on the second conductor force is acting F1, that's what F1 which is held in the field is, and the second conductor carrying a current is I2L. Therefore, B1 is equal to, you say, mu naught I1 by 2 pi r. So F1 is equal to mu naught I1 I2L by 2 pi r. So F1 by L is equal to mu naught I1 I2 by 2 pi r. So look at the both the expressions are equal. F1 by L, F2 by L, you see the expressions are same. So that F1 is equal to F2 is equal to F. Therefore, force acting per unit length is equal to mu naught I1 I2 by 2 pi r. Suppose, let I will tell you, if current carrying conductors are 1 unit or 1 ampere, the distance between the two conductors is 1 unit, and we know mu naught is equal to 4 pi into 10 power minus 7. Suppose you write this expression, therefore 4 pi into 10 power minus 7, 1 into 1 by 2 pi into 1 unit. 2 ones. Force acting per each length, per unit length is 2 into 10 power minus 7 Newton per meter, because force is the Newton and length is the meter. Therefore, there will be a force acting per unit length of a conductor is 2 into 10 power minus 7 Newton per meter. So this is, we can say, about a Ampere rule. From the Ampere rule, we are saying the force acting per unit length of a conductor will be to be like this. That is 2 into 10 power minus 7 Newton per meter. So this is the derivation related to force acting between the two current carrying conductors. Right? So go through the derivation. So which is related to actually 4 marks. So that you refer this question from our material also. Right? Yeah. So look at this, on the basis of this, let us, we have some problems also. So that I want to tell you problem on the basis of force acting per unit length of a conductor. Yeah. So the page number. Page number 218. Before that, page number 217 open, because this question was given in the 2015 March. Page number 217, problem number 1. Read question and write what is given data, right? Then what is asking. Right? Look at. Right. Page number 217. Question number is 1. Current of 10 ampere passes through the two very long wire held parallel to each other. Two conductors are carrying a current is 10 ampere. Passes through the two very long wires held parallel to each other and separated by a distance is 1 meter. What is the force per unit length? F by L is asking. So there will be a formula according to the straight current carrying conductors which are held I1 I2 by 2 pi r. So F by L is asking mu naught 4 pi into 10 power minus 7 I 10 I 10 2 pi into 1 meter. So it's cancelled. So F by L is equal to 2 into 100 no, so that 10 power minus 5 Newton per meter, which is very easy. Look at 2015, this question was given in March. It's clear? Yeah. In the same way, question number 7.7, page number 218, 7.7. So the question is, two long parallel straight wires, capital A and B. There will be two wires are given, A and B, which are parallel and straight currents are given as I1 is equal to 8 ampere, I2 is given as 5 ampere. In the same direction are separated by a distance between the R is given as 4 centimeter, 4 into 10 power minus 2 meter. Estimate the force on a 10 centimeter section of wire A. So that the force is acting, section of wire A is given. What is the wire A? Length is given as, it is 10 centimeter is given, right? The length of the wire. So F is equal to mu naught I1 I2 by 2 pi R into L. Only force acting. So here F is equal to mu naught will be 4 pi into 10 power minus 7. I1 is 8. I2 is 5, L 10 centimeter, 10 into 10 power minus 2 by 2 pi into R will be 4 into 10 power minus 2. Of course 10 power minus 2, 10 power minus 2, pi, 2 1s, 2 2s, 2 1s, 2 2s, 2 1s, 2 4s. So 5 4s are 20 into 10 power minus 7, or F is equal to 2 into 10 power minus 6 Newton. See, like this the questions on the basis of force acting per unit length of a current carrying a conductors which are held in the like this. Right here, look at. So there is a one more question is there on the basis of toroidal. See, toroidal is given. I want to say that question also in the same page number 7.8. Question number is 7.8. 7.8. Question number is 7.8. Same page number 7.8 is the question number. Look at. A closely wounded solenoid 80 centimeter long. 80 centimeter length of the solenoid is given as a 5 layer of a winding of 400 turns. See, there will be a number of layers. How many number of layers are there? 5 layers are given. And here, how many number turns are given? That is the total number will be, we can say total number of turns, capital N is equal to, actually given as 5 into 4, 400, because number of turns, no? Then we can say capital N is nothing but a 2000. Because 5 number layers are there and each turn is 400 turns are given, right? And here the diameter of the solenoid is given, D is equal to 1.8 centimeter. So 1.8 into 10 power minus 2 meter it is. And which carries a current is given as, how much current is given? 8 ampere. So that 8 ampere current is carrying. Then he is asking what estimate the magnetic field inside the solenoid. Of course, he is asking inside the solenoid B is the question mark. So that there will be a B is nothing but we can say it is mu naught capital Ni by L is nothing but a like a toroidal coil, right? So that mu naught we know 4 pi into 10 power minus 7, capital N is nothing but a 2000, I is 8 by L. L is given as I think it is 80 centimeter, no? So that 0.8. So you simplify this, we may get the answer is approximately it is 4 pi into zeros, 3 zeros are cancelled, 16 into 10 power minus 4 by 8 by 10, right? Again you take a 10, 8 ones, 8 twos. So that 8 pi into 10 power minus 3. So 8 into 3.14 into 10 power minus 3 will get the magnetic induction at the center of the solenoid will be approximately we may get 2.51 into 10 power minus 2 Tesla if you take this simplification. So this is about a toroidal as well as the solenoid as well as the current carrying a conductors which are held in the same direction. So this is the today's topic and we'll see in the next topic. We'll meet with the next continuation topic. Thank you very much.